led to the Roaring Twenties, which led to the crash of 1929. And I would submit to you the Dow just hit 23,000, that we are in the roaring, whatever it is, aught 17, and that if the cycle continues, at some point it's going to be a real challenge. But I'm looking at these political cycles too and thinking, wow, this is way over the top. This is way over the top. Chaz in Lakewood, Washington. Hey, Chaz, what's on your mind?
Hey, Tom, let me take you off a speaker.
Thank you.
Nazadrovi, comrade.
Yeah. What's up,
yeah.
Chaz?
You realize that's just because we are the largest territory of Russia, not about anything else, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay, listen, Republicans, conservatives are always banging on about freedom. Well, if you don't like it, move somewhere else. But you realize that like half of Republicans would be happy to live with a dictator ruling over them, right? A couple different polls have shown that.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked, well, you know, why would you forsake this freedom? And I asked, well, freedom for what? To go bankrupt medically? Is it freedom when old white men tell you what you can do with your uterus? When you've got the highest per capita and total incarceration rate in the world? Are you when you leave the house in a bulletproof vest? Did you see the story about this gal in Santa Rosa who had survived the Las Vegas shooting, got home and her house had burned down?
Right.
So,
yeah, the NRA didn't get her, the global warming did.
The what?
The NRA didn't get her, global warming did.
That's my point, Tom. I hated to pull the trigger so early in the week, but this is a compelling topic, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for the call, Chaz. Well said. Denise in Chicago. Hey, Denise, what's up?
Oh, hey, Tom. I'm enjoying your conversation. And you know, just the increasing of the incomes over the last 20 or so years, maybe more so where I'm at my age. I've been more cognitive and been seeing it. But I also just want to add another cultural aspect to it, and then I'll let you maybe give your insights at the end of the discussion. But I think, you know, it really starts with something that Trump did and has been very prominent out there with The Apprentice, television shows like Survivor, Big Brother, these dating shows where one individual girl gets the rose. And none of them really, from my perspective, have any kind of, you know, when they win Survivor, okay, you learn how to take out your friend. You learn how to take out anybody else so that you yourself individually are the, you know, the king, the queen, and the one who wins. And I think that has a lot to do with the psyche. And I've seen it played out in corporate America and offices, you know, where people have lost that team kind of concept, and companies are trying to get that back at the same time because there are so many volatile environments out there where people are only thinking of themselves. And I just think it kind of wraps up in your conversation. I don't want to keep going on, but I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think someone who wins Big Brother should gain celebrity status. You know, what do they do?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a dichotomy for me.
Well, there's a fascinating post over at TPM this morning, Denise, in which the author is suggesting that there are two negotiating strategies, basically, when you're trying to accomplish something or when you're trying to compete with somebody. And one is the famous cliche of the win-win strategy. So, you know, we negotiate something, I get something, you get something, everybody gets something, we all win. The other is the win-lose strategy. The only way that person A knows that person B, or knows that they have won over person B, is if they destroy person B. And that apparently Donald Trump his whole life has used the win-lose strategy, that he has never been a win-win guy. And now we're seeing this applied to our country. And in our foreign relations, in our business relations, in our tax things, in our political parties, Democrats versus Republicans, Donald Trump versus Bob Corker, you know, Donald Trump versus everybody. He doesn't understand how to do win-win things. And as a consequence, we're not in a win-win country anymore. We're in this horrible win-lose situation. So I think that you're right, Denise, that there are huge cultural aspects to our economy, and that story about how you compete is one aspect of that. Denise, thanks for the call. Very, very well said.
Hello, Tom. Thank you. You're back in the fresher air of Portland, Oregon, huh?
Indeed. Yeah. So what's up?
Yeah. Well, I have to do it. Greed has no heart ever. It's our cancer in America, and it's kind of ironic. This is what you're talking about today, and and let me, if I may, address the questions you present, because you threw the question out there, which was the right question. To me, in my humble opinion, what has happened to America is rather simple to me. It's that history has repeated itself, and greed has become more intensely trenched. History has repeated itself, and culturally, and I'm not better people out there than me, but we seem to develop a culture of less gentlemen and less ladies that seem unable to deal with it. To me, that's what's happened.
Yeah, I don't disagree, and also we have been collectively wounded. I mean, the billionaires have been massively benefited, but Reaganism has collectively wounded the American working class, and as a consequence, you've got all these people who have been harmed, who actually have in fact, there's a great piece in, I think it was the New York Times over the weekend, in the magazine section about how when the steel mills left, people lost not only their jobs and good livelihoods, but they also lost their sense of identity. How badly we've all been wounded by this. And then once we are all experiencing, or many of us, large chunks of the American workforce are experiencing the shock of Reaganism and, the end of big government as we know it, and the end of the social safety net, all these kinds of things. The Republicans a year before a couple of years back, ending long-term unemployment benefits, for example, beyond 1 year, things like that. So then, people look around and go, okay, who screwed me? And Donald Trump comes along and says, it was those nasty Wall Street bankers, and it was those nasty, insiders, and it's the deep state, and and Steve Bannon, and we're going to deconstruct the state, right? Which is a metaphor for we're going to take apart America. And people go, well, okay, it's not working right now, so sure, what the heck? This is now not ignoring the fact that Donald Trump actually lost the popular vote by almost 3 million votes. But that said, still, what got him, at least as far as he is that a lot of people know that they've been wounded, that they've been injured by these policies.